What's going on, NBA fans? Last night in the Mavs versus the Warriors games, we saw one of the worst non-calls in NBA history. It was so bad. Mavs owner, or what they call it governor now, is set to file a protest of the game between the Dallas Mavericks and the Golden State. I'm going to go ahead and talk about it and a little bit more and give my thoughts on this situation right after this.
Thank you for tuning in to the number one place for your basketball fix, NBA Central, hosted by the Cognac Boys.
All right, y'all. If y'all looking for more from me, hit me up on Shy Bulls Podcast and Chicago Bear Central. We got any of those type of fans out there. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Man, look, y'all already know. We come into these games. We know that it's now down to the last 10 games for a lot of teams. Some of them may be down into 9 games. And we know that in the Western Conference, everything is so bunched up. Every game is crucial right now. And we had a battle between the Dallas Mavericks and the Golden State Warriors with a lot of playoff implications on the line. Playoff implications, with seeding in that. Play-in implications with seeding in that. So every game right now, every game counts. Everything matters when it comes down to these games right now. And in the third quarter, oh my goodness, that was a particular play. So it was an out of bounds play. The ref points to the direction of the Golden State Warriors, then immediately blows his whistle, puts his hand up, points towards the direction of the Dallas Mavericks. Everybody goes do a mandatory timeout. They come back. The Mavs think they got the ball, but in reality, it's the Golden State Warriors that inbounds the pass, and then they essentially just score off an easy dunk from Kevon Looney of the Golden State Warriors. Now, we know that that was the end of the third quarter with the final score being 127 and 125. And while all that commotion was going on in the third quarter, owner or governor Mark Cuban was so ticked off, he went to talk to the refs himself. He talked to the refs himself. He talked to the announcers at the announcers table himself. And that's how ticked off he was, to the point to where now it was reported last night, he filed a protest immediately after the game. Then my man's went on to go on to Twitter. He went on to Twitter and he even let out some of his frustrations. He let out 2 tweets, and I'm about to go ahead and dive in them. He said, for those wondering about the play with 1:54 to go on the third, let me explain what happened. The ref called Mavs ball. The announcer announced it. Then there was a timeout. During the timeout, the official changed the call and never told us. Then when they saw us line up as if it was our ball, he just gave the ball to the Warriors, never said a word to us. They got an easy basket. Crazy that it would matter in a 2-point game. Worst officiating non-call mistake possibly in the history of the NBA. All they had to do was tell us, and they didn't. He went on to say in another tweet, only two refs were on that side of the court, and we had 2 guys at half court going to inbound. The other ref obviously thought it was our ball as well. He basically said, yes, that was the worst call in NBA history. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. So Adam Silver, NBA commissioner, will have to make a ruling within 5 days after receiving the evidence, as reported by ESPN. Cuban's protest must also be accompanied by a $10,000 fee, which will be refunded if the protest prevails. Mark Cuban, a billionaire, that 10K, that's like $10 for him. It ain't nothing. But keep on going. The most recent protest in the NBA was also filed by the Mavericks for their game against the Atlanta Hawks on February 22nd of 2020. The Mavericks lost the protest. The last successful protest in the NBA came in January of 2008. So it is what it is. I do understand that the officiation has been, and a lot of people might not like this, but it is what it is. Look, officiating has been terrible, and y'all got the right to protest that call. It was horrible. It was horrible. But To play devil's advocate, did it really affect the game? Yeah, I would say yes. But did it affect the game to the detriment of winning or losing? I don't know. Here are my thoughts. And some of y'all may agree, some of y'all may not agree, and that's fine. Just let me know in the comment box below. The foul occurred. I mean, the the bull crap occurred in the third quarter with a minute and 54 seconds left. Boom. Okay, it's 2 points. Now, my question is, what happened for the remainder of the third and the entire fourth quarter to where you could fight your way back, take the lead, and do all that things of that nature? You know what I'm saying? Because I get it if this was a call that happened with 10 seconds left. And that was just, you know what I'm saying? With 10 seconds left in the fourth quarter. But the thing is that this egregious miscall happened at the end of the third quarter with still over a minute left in the third quarter and still an entire fourth quarter to play. So my question is, what happened between what happened? Did this non-call or whatever else, whatever you want to call it, was it that bad to where the head coach couldn't gather his players to go out here and finish a game? The leader on the team who is present on the floor, Luka Doncic, couldn't gather his teammates and string up a win? I understand if this was something that happened with 10 seconds left in the fourth quarter. But my point is that there was still time to win this game if I'm playing devil's advocate. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not giving officiating a pass. I'm just saying, where was the remaining, that there was remaining time to finish this game and win? You know what I'm saying? Because officiating has been bad all year. What about Donovan Mitchell against the Chicago Bulls when he went for 70? They said the last one of his last free throws was a lane violation. If they call a lane violation, the Cavs don't win that game. What about Fred VanVleet going to the podium and calling out other officiators to the point to where there's now rumors? I haven't seen nothing solidified, but there's now rumors that that ref who Fred VanVleet called out is now facing demotion. It's a rumor. Don't quote me on it. It's just a rumor. I don't know if it's 100%, but the point is that Fred VanVleet did call him out. Then we seen Dylan Brooks just get teed up for doing this up and down the court. Then you see other players get text for simply just passing the referee the ball. Then you see, you know what I'm saying, people, it says a lot of things that go into this. And you know what I'm saying, the officiating has not been the best. This is probably one of those challenging seasons, or probably one of the worst officiating seasons I have seen so far, you know what I'm saying, in recent memory. You know what I'm saying? So back on to the topic, when you think about all this stuff that could have transpired between the Dallas Mavericks and the Warriors, look, me personally, I don't think, I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but I don't think they can win this protest. I don't think they win it. You know what I'm saying? Yes, the loss was yes, it was a 2-point game. It was 2 points that the Mavs lost by. Okay, so let's say they do get the 2 points. Now the game is tied. Now, how should we decide that? In overtime. Bro, we can't sit here and act like there was not enough time to finish the game. And that's just my point. Like, I understand the frustrations. I understand that, you know what I'm saying, Mark Cuban can throw $10. It's not really $10, but it's $10 for him. You know what I'm saying? And say, hey, we need to see what happens. And my thing is, what if y'all go like, okay, let's play the what do you how can they address this? Are you going to play the remaining third quarter in the entirety of the fourth quarter? Me personally, if I'm the YouTube commissioner on NBA Central, denied, because you still had an entire fourth quarter to finish the game. That's just me. I could be wrong. Y'all let me know which route y'all will take on that, though. Me personally, I believe that there was still ample time to win the game. You still had the rest of the third quarter, and then you still had the entire fourth quarter. That's just my train of thought. I don't know. So y'all go ahead and let me know in the comment box on how y'all feeling about everything I just talked about, and Mark Cuban filing a protest to definitely one of the worst calls in NBA history. That's indisputable. It's definitely one of the worst calls in NBA history. But on the flip side, if we playing devil's advocate, there was still time left to win the game. That's just my personal opinion. Y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comment box about that. If you want to follow everybody here, me, C-Dub, Hayes, Steve-O, Big Kev, JB, and any other NBA Central content creator, hit us up collectively at NBACentralShow@gmail.com, on Twitter at NBA Central Pod. And if you want to leave a hot take, respond to this video or any other video that we dropped thus far, go ahead and send a text message or voicemail to the number 773-270-2799. This is another episode of NBA Central. I'm Bobby. I'm out.
Thank you for tuning in to the #1 place for your basketball fix, NBA Central, hosted by the Cognac Boys.